thank you for joining the final video of our content supply chain focus series. Today we'll be joined by two of our technical leaders at EPAM across EMEA, Ranju and Yuri, to bring some interesting points to the discussion, and also with Marcos Martin, who joins us as a key thought leader and head of the go-to-market content at Adobe, covering Western Europe. So over the course of this series, we've delved into some interesting content and cloud optimization and cloud experience use cases for our valued customers across EMEA. And today we want to conclude the series by looking into what is a big agenda point right across multiple markets right now, by discussing the values of Edge Delivery Services and what that brings to clients who are looking to begin their next stage of digital maturity and customer experience. So without further ado, let's kick off the discussion today, and it'd be great to hear from Marcos what kind of market developments or that are driving the shift in content delivery and how EDS is impacting that content velocity.
Of course. Hello, James. Well, thank you very much for having me here today. I think Edge Delivery Services is a great topic, a very, very interesting topic. So let's begin with why Edge Delivery Services, right? We've been working with many of our main clients for over a year and trying to gather all their feedback in which were the main challenges when it came to contribute, edit the content and delivering the content. And there were some key aspects that we thought it was very important to tackle to develop a new technology, right? So the first things that when we were working with these clients, the first things that we realized is that there was a high demand for very fast, high impact experiences to create those experiences, right? And having a technology that actually will help them to deliver that engagement, right? At the end of the day, Adobe CMS, in this case, it's Delivery Services, is part of AM sites. It's a technology that is very business driven. It's completely obsessed with the outcomes of our clients, and we wanted to build a technology that actually was facing that kind of challenge, being able to deliver experiences that were really relevant, that have that proper engagement with those clients, and that were faster than any other technology in the market. That was one of the main challenges that they were facing. The other ones was content velocity, which was crucial for them. When we were analyzing the use cases of our main clients, we realized that there were many different use cases and many different ways of contributing and editing the content before the delivery, right? So that is why, besides all the sort of like, I'm not going to say old, but the other way of building the content as we used to do in AM, we also build this document-based sort of authoring, where anyone in the company, just with some knowledge about a Word document or a Google Docs, can very easily create a website very, very easily, you know, and that is proper content velocity, because we are democratizing the way that everyone contributes to the content in the company, and they don't necessarily need to have an expertise within AM. And that was one of the other challenges they were facing as well. And the last one was rapid development. I don't know how many times I've heard from many big clients saying, hey, this is taking me a very long time to develop. The development cycles are very heavy and are actually already delayed, and I have a very big backlogs within my project. So we wanted to create a technology that was very, very easy to develop, all based in front end, and mostly of it is CSS, HTML, some Java programming. So every front end developer coding that they will be familiar with this kind of projects, you know. So those were the challenges that our clients were facing, and that's why actually we built Edge Delivery Services, and we are seeing already an amazing positive impact with the clients that are already using it. But if you want to know more, a little bit more about the technology itself and what's lying behind and the architecture that goes underneath that, I'm just going to hand over to our colleagues, Joy and Ranju, and they're going to tell you a little bit more of what's underneath all that business impact. So Joy, Ranju, over to you.
Thanks, Marcus. So yeah, I mean, I can talk a bit about the components and the benefits that go with it. We talk about Edge Delivery Services, but it has additional components to it, and this includes the document-based authoring that comes with it, and also the ability to use Edge Delivery with AEM authoring through the use of Universal Editor as well. So if you look at Edge Delivery Services alone, it is that superior delivery infrastructure that is leveraging dual CDN stacks, which gives and guarantees that high availability to that end user, but also caches all of the content at the edge and is able to deliver quickly to content to the users at their nearest points of access. So guarantees that superior performance. And the framework itself is built in such a way that it optimizes the payload rendering through phased content rendering mode, where certain elements like imagery, etc., that needs to be quickly loaded are eagerly loaded, whereas some scripts that could be deferred are loaded later on. So that content rendering is very optimized, and users don't experience a delay, and they have that superior benefit of having these content rendered quickly. So that is a very significant benefit for the end customers. For the back office and content editors, this is a big change as well with the document-based authoring, because it represents a big shift from where content used to be authored and managed before. Previously, it was all in AEM, which meant that editors need to firstly become familiar with AEM, its workings, get used to their ways of working. But this is a big shift with document-based authoring, because things are now moved to the tools that editors work with, which are like, Word documents and spreadsheets. So, which is where content is originally generated, and that, this is where editors are normally working with. So they can use these tools, and then using the mechanics there, wherein these documents are converted into a canonical markdown form, and then into a semantic HTML, which then gets delivered to the Edge Delivery. So editors can quickly author content in a Word doc, publish it, and then it's quickly available to and delivered through that superior Edge Delivery infrastructure we saw earlier. Now, this does not mean that AEM cannot be used, and AEM is also available to be used with Edge Delivery as well. So the mechanics of delivery are quite similar, but for enabling this, editors need to use the Universal Editor and author the pages like they used to, but instead of components, they use blocks. So a minor change there. And then again, the pages that are authored once published are delivered through the Edge Delivery, so guarantees that superior access of content for the end users as well. So it's a great benefit. We talked about all of these things, so they do have great benefits, but there are some challenges or barriers to kind of get this adopted, and we'll hear from Yuri about what some of them are.
Yes, indeed, Ranju, thanks. Indeed, I think just like any technology decision, going for EDS needs to be a very conscious decision. Certainly for customers that have already invested in a component library, in a classic AEM project where you use those typical backend technologies like Java and also HTML to build your components, going full blown for EDS can be a challenge. You mentioned the Universal Editor, yes, but those blocks components are not really compatible with the classic AEM components. So it would be a full blown migration if you switch to Edge Delivery. Now, of course, you can take some parts, bits and pieces of a current website and transform them into blocks and use Edge Delivery for these types of pages. On the other side, we've mentioned that there was like a major shift towards front-end technology. But as a team lead, that also means that your team composition will likely change. In a current typical AM project, you have backend developers, Java developers working alongside with front-end developers. And because Edge Delivery Service is so focused on those front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, there might be an impact on your team composition and the knowledge you've built throughout the years on your classic AEM implementation. But that being said, there are multiple use cases worth considering. So I hand it over back to Marcus to get to know a bit about those scenarios.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Well, all those are very, very interesting insights, and I think that you've described perfectly fine what is delivery services is about and what lies underneath, right? I think one of the most important things that we want to achieve with Edge Delivery Services is I want to have a conversation with you, actually, guys, about this, but it is the focus on conversion, right? I mean, everything that I will say that the heart of Edge Delivery Services is have a better performance within your websites, have various without sacrificing the speed. Basically, it's having both at the same time, and also achieving those, for example, lighthouse scores that Google will give us because we are delivering the content within the best parameters that could be possibly be delivered, and then that will help us to sort of increase our organic traffic, maybe reduce our investment in paid media, for example. Well, all those kind of things. I wanted to sort of discuss with you. We can later on talk about some particular cases of clients, but what do you think about this technology actually delivering that kind of fast lighting experiences? What's your opinion on that, Jory?
Yeah, indeed, you mentioned the lighthouse. Indeed, it's an important topic. So indeed, we've seen that Edge Delivery gives you, in fact, all the tools to keep those web vitals in top shape. And Google Lighthouse is one of those important tools to actually measure these several aspects of your website, like performance, SEO, accessibility, performance. So Edge Delivery actually enforces the use of those best practices because it has processes in place to optimize the code you write in order to keep that quality high in your projects. And what also is very beneficial is that there are like automated testing of those vitals and reporting of those vitals are built in the solution. So it can certainly help your development team to make sure this score keeps in the green, right? In that range of green vital scoring on Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm. That is really important because I know for a fact that it's quite easy to build something in Edge Delivery Services, a website, blog, or something, and then just go to publish, and then suddenly you got 100 Lighthouse score because they just Google came in and say, "Wow, this is amazing." I mean, they saw the content is delivered, is performing, all the metrics that they are looking for is exactly where they want to be. But then you have to keep it along the way. That's the key. That's the key thing. Right?
Exactly. It doesn't. I mean, it needs to be good from the start, but you need to maintain it. Just like any other project, there needs to be an active work on keeping everything in good quality.
Yeah, and one of the good things I believe that Edge Delivery Services has is that it has its own analytics tool. It's not a super advanced tool, but it actually goes into quite granular level into which are the websites that I have more traffic in, for example, where are the components or where I'm not converting, for example, no? where is these websites are actually not working and actually that is penalizing my Lighthouse scoring. So I can very easily identify what is exactly not working in real time and then go back to it and say, oh, okay, that was, I don't know, if it's a development that all the code, whatever that laid behind this component, or it was this content that it was just too heavy, that it was actually not rendering fast enough and it was taking too long to be delivered to the website. And you can go just right into to say, I'm going to change that. Or even, and actually that's a good topic as well. You can do experimentation. I don't know, guys, if you've tried some of the experimentation of Edge Delivery Services so far, Ranju or Jury.
Yes. So experimentation again is quite critical to ensure that we finding out that what is the best key experience for that user. And previously there has been this challenge for editors. It's not been quite easy to kind of set up. You need to leverage other components as well. But with the experimentation framework that comes with Edge Delivery, this is quite simplified. And you have those ability to use a lot of variations that can be quickly generated. And this is where the power of Gen AI, which is quite spread across all of the Adobe stack, is coming into play as well, because you can rapidly generate variations for different segments of users and use that experimentation framework. And again, as you mentioned, the use of that analytics information is key. So you can see how the experience is performing for those end users. So the ability to generate this variations, use them in an experimentation framework, quickly measure it, and kindly arrive at that, what is that optimal experience? Augurs well, both for content size as well as for the commerce experiences as well.
Yeah, exactly right. Actually, that is helping a lot. One of the most popular cases, well, at the moment, we have over 300 plus clients already using Edge Delivery Services, building websites, whether if it's the clients we had from the BAP program that we developed with engineering back in the days, to whether the ones that have already adopted the technology, But one of the most popular cases, I think, is Maidenform from the United States. In the results we had there, if you look at the graphics before having Edge Delivery Services towards when Edge Delivery Services was in production, Maidenform is a retail sort of fashion brand, and it was Edge Delivery Services combined with commerce, which actually is related to what you were saying. The impact and the results that we have were just amazing. I mean, the traffic just grown, and the Lighthouse score went from very low to 100 Lighthouse score very fast, and they keep on growing. It's their conversion rates, they reduce the bounce rates, their performance is way faster, So when you combine Edge Delivery Services technology, which is already fast, with Commerce Engine, for example, you have to an environment that is set just for making possible that every single touch point that you have within your digital channels with your clients is built for conversion. It's built to provide that end of the funnel that they're all looking to finalize. In this case, a sale, which is the aim of the commerce. And that actually takes me to a hot topic here, which is generative AI as well, right? Because in this case, besides experimentation, having Edge Delivery Services plus commerce as well, we put a lot into the solution of Gen AI to make sure that we make the life of the users even easier, because we're building, for example, multi-variations with from a prompt, right? Just saying to AM, hey, can you please build this sort of template for this particular segment of audience, and then just having one template for a website or different websites, just build them from a text that actually will relate to a particular audience or a segment, which always builds up a new sort of paradigm for me when it comes to the creation of the content, and then the delivery of the content as well. So, what do you think about this, guys? This trend of front end Gen AI fast lighting experiences. What's your thoughts on this topic? I'm really curious to know.
Yes, Marcus, indeed. Certainly, Gen AI gives much more power to the marketing teams and authoring teams to generate content themselves, and they don't need to rely anymore on other teams, development teams, to get work done. So they can move much more faster, and content delivery speed will increase throughout the project.
Absolutely agree. So those were most of the, I think, probably the most common use cases we're actually covering with Edge Delivery Services. I don't know, Ranju or Jory, do you want to add something else besides the topics that we have just discussed?
Yeah, just one final thought, since we, on the sticking with the theme of content supply chain, and this is probably another use case where Edge Delivery is also fitting in, because we talked about that content velocity, ability to generate content rapidly through the document-based authoring as well, and then the use of Gen AI to use those variations. But we also can tap into the asset variations that come with Firefly, etc. So it's all connected together and fits in well with that theme of content supply chain too as well.
Absolutely. And let me say that that is the vision of Adobe. Having one single hub for clients where they can create the content, when they can use the latest capability of Gen AI to create and give everything, all the possibilities of and capabilities of our powerful tools in creative media with all the Gen AI, and then connect all that to how do I contribute, how do I edit, and how I deliver my content within my digital channels, and that all in one end-to-end sort of process. And that's the vision. That's what we want to help our clients doing, and that's what really content supply chain is about. So I couldn't agree more with you, Ranju. Yeah.
Okay, look, thank you very much for all of the insight today. I think there's been some really interesting areas that you've all touched upon. Looking at what some of those key customer experience and business drivers are behind this shift towards EDS, but also the impact it has on the content and the commerce sites, with some really important considerations to explore. Accelerating content production, increasing that conversion and engaging with like multiple markets with such an ability to deliver content-rich experiences at such a fast speed as well. So really thank you for all of your inputs today. And I think if any of these topics have struck a chord with you in terms of strategic planning today within your organizations, we'd obviously love to discuss this in more detail with you directly. And we'll pick it up from there. But thank you very much to all the speakers involved today. And thank you for listening as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.